with your loudest cheer, your biggest round of applause. Help me bring up stage our actress, life coach, and philanthropist, the one and only AJ Akua Johnson.
Low key, all of them done they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys them know me. Since '06, I've been writing this story. I know be your
Ghana,
but if you ask them know.
You guys are sleeping. Do you know what it took for me to get here from the US? Okay, no, I have to break for a second. We're family, right? So I left Los Angeles at 7 a.m. What day is this? Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. I left Los Angeles Sunday morning at 7 a.m., landed in Atlanta at 3 p.m., first time change, waited for 3 hours to get on the flight to Ghana at 6 p.m., flew to Ghana, got here yesterday, and now I'm here with you. That's called a diasporian, huh? Right? So let's try this again. So everybody, put your hands together for AJ Akua Johnson. That's better. That's better. I was trying to act like it wasn't me saying it, so you know what I mean? So listen, I have to say, I'm trying really hard not to be too emotional, but Ghana is just emotional for me. I don't care how many times I come. It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years since I first stepped foot on the continent by way of Ghana. And every time I'm here, I have a new, different, elevating, warm, loving, educational experience. And so, thank you so much to Attorney Evans for even talking about my journey. But if you don't know it, I suggest that you follow on Instagram at the AJ Zone. One, because I want you to follow me. But other than that, it's because I constantly share my journey. And I believe that's a big reason that I'm here now, is because sharing my journey with all of you and everyone else, it brought about attention for the US as well as Ghana. And so I know that God called me to the place of sharing more and more to get more of the diaspora involved in Ghana. So is that okay with you that I'm doing that? You're kind of too far away. Are you going to sit down with me? Okay, I can come down? Okay, this is too far away. You guys mind if I come down to you? Do you mind? Okay, you got to be more excited than that. I'm coming now. Do you mind? Not enough. Let me try again. Do you guys mind if I come closer? Okay, awesome. So this is different. You see that podium over there and the stage? I make a different living on that. This is a family conversation. So can we have that kind of energy? Because I'm gonna give it to you. So I hope you give it back to me. Is that okay? So I saw no one asking questions. I'm gonna say it's because you're shy. But I want to say in this segment, there's no stupid question. There's no ignorant question. There's no question to be shy about. We're here to learn. And honestly, now that we're here in Ghana, you probably know more than I do. But I try to come to Ghana and the rest of our continent with a spirit of teach me. Can you say that? Spirit of teach me. Does anybody know what that is? What do I mean when I say that? What does that mean?
You came to learn.
I came to learn. The language, the food, the dances. Hey, right? I came to learn. And if you've met any Americans here, I guarantee, because we're family, I can say this. I guarantee you're meeting a lot of energy of they think they know everything. Am I right? Because America teaches us and conditions us to think we know everything. Clearly we don't, especially here. So what we have to do is share. Say the word share. Teach me and share. Say the two things. But the lessons go both ways. The teaching, the sharing goes both ways. Is there anyone in here who has never been to Cape Coast Slave Dungeon? Everybody in here has been. You have not been. See that? How many people have ever asked anyone that? Can I tell you why I ask? Because I meet so many people transcontinentally, as well as here in the continent and in the diaspora, that have never been. I have friends here in Ghana that have gone with me and cried harder than I did. And I was like, why are you crying? You weren't the one taken. You got to stay. And they said, I've never been. I never really knew the story. I never. And I said, you know what? That's why we have to bridge. That's why we have to bridge. Bottom line, there's so much we just don't know. Do you hear that? There's so much we just don't know about our true history in each other. And in order for us to invest in a country, we have to learn what it's about. What's the history? What does it have to offer? So when I met Anna and Victoria over a year ago now, one of the things that they said when they told me they wanted me to be their brand ambassador, I said, why me? And Anna specifically said, there's something you said when you got up and spoke at the expo a year ago, and that is, we can't expect to invest if we don't really understand what we're investing in. And so here I am to say, I don't want you to be shy about learning. You heard earlier, be careful. Be careful who you trust, right? Right, friend? So here, let me take us a step before that. Think about your friendships. Think about your relationships in general. Take yourself out of this room. What do you do before you trust someone? Before you say, I trust them, what happens first? You get to know them. You get to know them. You talk. You have experiences with them. What else? Let me hear you. What do you do before you trust someone? I want to help you. I test them. I test to see, are you loyal? Are you going to tell my business? Is what you're saying true? Come on, am I the only one that runs the test? I know I'm not. I'll even say, girl, go over to him and ask him if he's married. Because he's telling me he's not. I run the test. I watch their behavior outside of me when they don't think I'm watching. I listen for their name when they're not even talking with me. You follow me? That should be no different than you investing in property. You investing in lifestyle. Do you hear me? You have to do your research. So I don't want you to get afraid with be careful, don't trust. What I want you to do, especially as we come into a new year, for your life as well as investing, I want you to be more knowledgeable. I want you to be more, what's the word I want to use? I want you to be more selective. Can we say that? Let's be more selective. Let's not be afraid with our choices. I was in the back and I heard you talk about territory. My brother from Canada, yeah? Welcome. You have to learn. What's the territories? What are the differences? What do they offer? I see a lot of people on Instagram saying, hey, I've got cheap land in a part of Ghana. And people send it to me because they know I'm American and I'm back and forth between here and Ghana and other countries. And the first thing they say is, AJ, what do you think? And I go to the person's page and I comment. I said, first of all, where are you a citizen? I'm researching, aren't I? Why do you think I'm asking them, where are you a citizen? Why do you think I'm asking? Nobody knows? You guys are quiet today. I expected Ghana to be my turn up. You're disappointing me. We got to turn up in here. Why do you think? Why do you think I ask where their citizenship is? Anybody?
Microphone is here.
Because it determines the relationship with Ghana, and different countries have different relationships with Ghana.
That's part of it, yeah. And I'll help you. Because in order to be a citizen of more than one country, as well as a certain part of the world, you also have to know about what you don't know. A lot of people say, so what does it mean to be a dual citizen for me? Well, it means that I know my rights as an American, and I'm still learning my rights as a Ghanaian, but I have them. I have them. So I'm learning what it means. And it's a different conversation in the diaspora than it is the conversation when I'm here. Learning. And I'm leading with a spirit of what? Teach me. So when I'm leading with a spirit of teach me, I don't have to be shy about what I don't know. Because from my soul, You hear that? From my soul, I'm saying, help me learn what I don't know. As a diasporian, we were taken from this country and this continent a long time ago. And let me tell you something. The disconnect is long, wide, and deep. The fact that we have to even say, hey, be careful, that angers me. Why should I have to be careful of my sister? Why should I have to be careful of my brother? But that's because someone else convinced us of certain things, right? And now we have to erase and rewind. Who's willing to erase and rewind as we invest? Because you know what I'm talking about. I'm not just saying invest in property. I'm saying invest in your soul, invest in your relationships, invest in where you're going to live, invest in where you're going to work, right? Are you hearing that in what I'm saying? How do you feel about it? Do you agree, disagree? So let me go further in something else I heard. We're talking about citizenship. Anyone here a dual citizen? From where and where? London and Ghana? London, Ghana? Canada and Ghana? Who else? That's it? Yes. Canada? London and Ghana. France and London and Ghana. Okay, so I'm the only American. You? US and Ghana. Okay, my US brother. So here's the thing. There's more that are not dual citizens than those of us that are. So I believe we have a responsibility to start to share the information and teach as we move what it means to be part of two countries, the good and the bad. Do you agree? It's up to us. It's our relationships. I want to say one more thing, and this is something that I picked up as we traveled through Washington, D.C., as we traveled to London, and now we're here at home in Ghana. Personal currencies. Personal currencies. Does anybody know what I mean by that when I say personal currencies? Hi, sister. Does anybody know what I mean? No? I've got to post on Instagram that Ghana was just quiet. Everybody's saying, oh, you're home, turn up, and I'm like, they're asleep. Who knows what I mean when I say personal currency? What do I mean?
Networking.
Networking. Let's go deeper. 2026 is upon us. Let's go deeper. What's personal currency mean?
It's kind of unfair, but as we talked about it the other day, the value of what you bring. So your soul, your knowledge, things of that nature. It's beyond money.
Did you hear that? You have a skill set and you have gifts that God has placed in you alone. Period. They're different than anybody else's. And what I feel like the world has done to us, no matter where we're from, it's helped us depend on the paper currencies that change from country to country. But guess what doesn't change? Your personal currency doesn't change. We're new friends, yes? We're sisters. That doesn't change if we don't want it to. But I'm using a different paper currency here in Ghana called Cedi, yeah? Then when I go to Europe, then when I go to America, that changes. But our connection and what we learn to build between each other, the bridge, doesn't have to change. That's called relationship currency. Let me prove it to you. How long ago did we meet? 18 months ago. And we just went to lunch. And I said, I really want to work with you all. I want to help the diaspora understand what it means to invest, what they need to know. That was a year and a half ago. We didn't do any business. We stayed in touch. How are you? How are things going? Am I telling the truth? Miss you. Can't wait to see you. You coming to Ghana. You coming to London. All social relationship. By the time they contacted me, which was this year later, to say, we want you to be our brand ambassador, our relationship was already built without expectation. Without any kind of contract involved. We got to know who we were. So when we talk about trust, you see what's happening? Do you see what's happening? We already built our relationship, so the business was easy. Do we have a contract? Do I have to show up? Do I break any rules if I don't show up? So they're counting on the fact that I want to be here. Are you following? This is some 2026 stuff, I'm telling you. The currencies. So what I want you to do right now, I know we're short on time. I want you to think of 2 personal currencies you have. I know that as an actress from America, traveling the world, which is a prayer answered, by the way. So I already know that's a divine assignment. It's not just I happen to be. I prayed for it. God said yes. And so now I'm traveling the world for different reasons, but it doesn't matter. It's the fact that I said, I want expanded territory. And God said yes. Now he's building me. He's building me. You hear that? Say building me. He's building me constantly to understand what that means to walk in that responsibility. But in order to do that, I gotta know my currencies. Are you following? In order to invest in other things, I have to invest in myself first. That investment starts with currencies. My personal currencies. I understand because of my travel, because of my career, I have influence. I understand that it's God-given and it's a big responsibility of what I do with that influence. That's called influential currency. So I told you 2 of mine. Relationship currency, I gave you an example, live in this room, right? And now I'm talking about influential currency. What does that mean? How do I know? Do I know because I have an Instagram account? Is that why I know? No. Why do you think I know I have influential currency?
It's probably been proven over time. Yeah, I would imagine that the energy's come back to you in different.
Absolutely. I give out the energy and it comes back in different ways. And guess what happens with the personal currency? It turns into transactional currency. Money is not the only currency. I have a friend in America that said, I need some support. Can you come help me launch, promote? I said, sure, I'm there. Just on relationship. I said, I'm going to be in the part of the country that makes it easy and less expensive to come to you. I'm not asking you to pay me to come or anything. I want to build relationship. I'm focused on relationship currency, so I'm going to come. When I got there, she threw me a set of keys. I said, what are these for? She said, my private lake house in an exclusive area of Georgia called Lake Oconee. Look it up. Very few Black people there. She said, this is where I go. This is where I create. This is where I pray and meditate. And I have 10 sets of keys. I know we just met, but I want you to have a set of the keys. I just returned before this trip. I returned from 4 days of creating and praying and meditating. Beautiful lake house on the water. We didn't need 10 years. We didn't need 3 years. So I asked her, why? Why do I get a set of keys? You know what she said? She said, because even though I've watched you in your career for years, say years, you've been consistently who you feel like you are for years, say consistent. So I trust what I feel. I feel the authenticity. I feel the consistency that I've watched even before I knew you. So now we have authenticity, consistency. You with me? That turns into transaction. So when you have 2 women who are giving you this platform and introduced you to these relationships, if any of your questions question them, what I say is question your own currencies. How am I doing? 2 currencies. No one can judge them. They're your gifts. They're your skill sets. Remember, your personal currency turns into transaction. Everybody says, hey, what do you do to get your citizenship? I said, well, I got my citizenship in 2022. I was working for Ghana from 2019, not even looking for my citizenship. I was looking to bridge with you. I was creating economic programs. I was creating businesses on my website based in the US for artisans here that don't have an online presence. If you remember, that was 2019. In 2020, we went through the pandemic. Yeah. A lot of the world shut down. A lot of the artisans in Ghana were trying to focus on tourism. There was none. So I said, you know what? I'm going to help you. I'm going to teach you how to wake up and check your bank account. And I'm going to use my influence to sell your product and your merchandise on my website. Say geographical currency. Do you see where I'm going? You hear all these currencies? So think of your two. The next thing, that's step one. You better write this down. Because like Eddie said, tomorrow it's not free. Well, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? Thursday it's not free. Tomorrow we could talk more about it. But if you hear me, I'm giving you the foundation of something that will lead to all kind of transactions and elevations and trusting and all of what you're not asking questions about. Do you follow? First thing is identify your currencies. Second thing, plan how they become transactional. Now, truth be told, I was not going to this new friend for the lake house. I didn't even know about it. I was going because she owns a big, huge business, and I wanted to investigate how we could help each other. I was using my relationship currency. Do you follow? She turned it into more. Now we've got trust currency. You follow? She did that. So now we grow, and we build, and we bridge. I can't bridge with you if I'm not bringing anything to your table. So it's okay to say, so who are you? What do you do for the last 10 years? Has anybody ever been through a background check for any reason? Yeah? So in the US, I do a lot of reality TV. Reality TV takes us through background checks. Some are 10, some are 15 years. Why do you think they do that? Why? Why a background check? For any reason? This room hasn't really been through it. Why would you say? Wait, say it again.
That's person that influence the checking if there are any negative stories or experiences.
What else? Somebody else. Very true. Let's add on.
AJ, can I add on to check if you've done anything criminal?
Okay, same thing. Yes. What else? Credibility. What else? Reputation. I mean, I don't know if Anna and Victoria would have still said yes if I was known for dancing on the bar all night 10 years ago, or if I had DUIs in my record, even while drunk. I don't know if that has anything to do with being a brand ambassador for what they're looking for. Would it, yes or no?
It would have.
Background currency. Are you who you say you are? Have you been that for a long period of time? All of this comes into exactly what Attorney Eric was talking about. When people think that they can sham you, guess what will happen? They will sham you. When they see who you are and know who you are and realize, ooh, that's going to be a hard sham, they'll go the other way. And sometimes, oh my God, we're getting ready to have church. Here it comes, downloads. Here comes church. Sometimes when that happens, we have a tendency to look at it and say, I wonder why it went wrong. What did I do wrong? Why did this fall through? You ever think maybe it was God's protection? God currency. Listen, I could be here all day talking about currency. Because when you pay attention, it is all over you. It's all around you. If you're not using currencies, my brothers and sisters, it's because you're not realizing that's what it is and how to use it. So step one, what do we say? Identify your currencies, right? So what's step two? Say again.
Plan how they can be transactional.
Plan how, ooh, you're hired. Plan how they can be transactional. Plan how they can be transactional. And step three, walk God confidently in your plan. If you don't have currencies that you feel like are transactional, that's a step four. Why aren't they transactional? A lot of you may have relationships. Maybe you have friends that don't really have any type of transaction involved. You know what I say? Get some new friends. I'm not saying get rid of them. I'm just saying get some new ones. Because while you're thinking the only thing we can share is paper. And guess where this started? This is nothing new. You ever hear of bartering? You ever hear of the slave trade? No one here has heard of the slave trade? That should have really rung a bell. Because there was not really paper exchange, was there? Ooh-wee. Was there paper exchanged? First it was sugar, right? Then it was alcohol, firearms, And it was one of the final things that took over that was traded. People. Okay, am I going over your head with this currency thing? Because to me, you guys should be doing praise runs through here. Just. No? Are you following what I'm saying? Where's Eddie? Let's have a conversation. If you have any questions, please ask. I was trying to think of how to wrap up our global series with the best information. And if you may not get it right now because you're hearing me and you're writing down the notes and you're trying to figure out what's my currency, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to give you homework. But even the days that are going to pass, you're going to say, oh, that's a currency. That person just offered me their currency. What do I give back? If you're looking to invest, start with your currencies. Do you have a relationship? Is it a relationship with a company and a spirit you can trust? What do you give that makes them want to take care of you? That's an initial transaction, isn't it? Before there's any money exchanged, before there's any paperwork exchanged. Are you with me? Focus on your currencies. And guess what? Like I said, my personal currencies cross borders. I can use my personal currency any country I'm in. That currency never changes. Are you following that? Any questions? You guys are not watching me with the time. I could stand here all day. No questions? Eddie, help me. No questions?
2 questions? Okay. AJ, don't worry. The microphone will come out. Then you can answer. Thank you. So please mention your name and then you can ask your question. Thank you.
Okay, AJ, Tito. My question has to do with how does one try to realize his personal currency? What do you have to do? If someone is not aware of his personal currency and he's just hearing you speak about it now, what does he have to do to actually take hold of his personal currency?
I love that question. Nice to meet you, my brother, Tito. So, your personal currency, the way that I did mine, and you may have your own way, which is fine. The way that I did mine when God gave me this download about currencies was I said, why AJ? If I'm going for a movie, why should they pick me? If I want to be brand ambassador for the Ghana Property and Expo Global Series, why should they ask me to do it? What about me that no one else can possess, that no one else gives? And even if you remember this, even when we were planning a lot of the promotions, the online promotions and Instagram promotions, they would send me clips and say, oh my gosh, we just put together this edit. This is awesome. And guess what? The edit was awesome. But I said, but there's nothing that points out why me though. There's a lot of dual citizens, right? You just met a few. I love that that's special, but it doesn't make me stand out. It doesn't make people say, oh, they have to get AJ. AJ's perfect for that. I speak 2 languages, maybe because we're traveling the world. Because I have influence of people who want to travel and build their lives. They also said because it's genuinely who I am. I love to travel, I love to meet, I love to talk. I love to try food till I just burn my eyes out. But I tried it. I love new things. I love new. And what I've heard in my exchange, as you said, sister, what I've heard is that the energy of loving new and trying new is contagious. That's what I've heard. So when I hear that enough, I say, hey, my energy is a currency. Does that answer the question? Somebody else?
I just want to say about personal currency because when we originally met in Washington, D.C., you just was speaking. She was speaking exactly like that. She came on board because she was with Ghana Tourism Authority. She didn't know us. And she said, ask me. And you stayed. And you came the next day. And I thought, wow. Not only did I admire you from childhood, because I did, and I felt seen as a dark-skinned girl in London. Thinking, wow, she's amazing. But the personal currency, I just thought I had to just stand up quickly and resonate. Your personal currency is your spirit.
And you even met my daughter. Everyone who meets you, you have this innocent child spirit. And when you speak, It makes it authentic. It makes it real. And in the 18 months that I've known you, like we've covered so much. So sometimes it's not the measurement of time. It's the impact that someone makes in your life. And we've been having very real similar situations. I mean, let's not kid you down. You are a Hollywood superstar. And we can sit down and talk on the phone and like, you've been through that as well. Yeah. So it's genuine. Like, and sometimes it's not a word. It's just a feeling. Like how we come into Ghana, the plane touches down and you have that feeling. You're like, I'm in Ghana. And sometimes you meet people and it's just like, this feels real. This feels light. This doesn't seem like it's an architect of destruction. I feel like God is here with us. Yes. I speak to a few people at the front because we've had similar. So that's how it's been. So sometimes there's a mystery with currency, and that's God guiding you with your instinct. And when you think, where are we going with this with property? Sometimes you know it's not good, but you're catching vibes and thinking, I need to keep up with someone. No, just walk your own walk and follow the rules. So thank you.
Amazing from my sister, and she sparked, watch my time, because again, I could go on and on. This is Ghana, so I'm home. Okay, so what I want to say, based on what Anna said, that's very, very important. Where are we going with this with property investment and lifestyle? It's going to help you if you know your currencies. It's going to help you understand what property, what size, where, does it make sense? You understand? I've got people talking to me about property in Cape Coast. Why? Because they see me at the dungeons. They see me taking people year after year. They see that it's a very special place for me. I've got people offering me property in Asamaso. But the reality is I have to be near the airport. Why? Why do I need to be near the airport? Now, isn't it interesting that you giggled because you already know in 20 minutes of us connecting, you already know that it's kind of ridiculous to talk to me about property like that. So I said, well, maybe commercial. Maybe God's bringing it to me as an opportunity for commercial investment. Possible. But again, I can't educate you on what works for me if I don't know my currencies. So I have to teach you who I am for you to be able to help me with where I need to live or build or farm. You follow? Because we're doing all that in Ghana, aren't we? So we're not just looking at just real estate. Yes, I understand the developers. Yes. But hopefully this day and tomorrow, bring your friends. What we're trying to do is open your eyes and open your spirits and open your hearts about what does it mean to invest. That's where this is coming from. You can't invest outside if you're not invested inside. I want to hear you say that. Invest inside. Invest inside. To properly invest outside. Yeah? I have a question for my Ghanaians who have never been to America. How many hands? Ghanaians who have never been to America. Okay, awesome.
AJ sounds like the U.S. Embassy.
Right. So quick question for you all. And I say U.S. It's really a diaspora, but because I'm from U.S., I want to hear from U.S. So since you've never been, do you have any people in your life that are from the U.S.? I don't count. I'm new and I'm the best. But outside of that, do you have any people in your life that are from the U.S.? Somebody raise your hand. How many U.S.-based people do you talk to about the differences and the connections between you as a Ghanaian, an African who's never been to the U.S., and somebody who's from the U.S. who possibly has or has not been here? What's your conversation? Is it about bridging? Is your conversation about bridging? Okay, that means no, because they're staring at me. I got the no stare, and it's okay. But once again, if you take nothing else from this room and my time in this room, your currency is bridging. Bridging is your currency. You heard Attorney Evans say, and I didn't even realize it was my currency till he and I talked. He was like, your spirit that wants to connect and move forward is a currency. We may not have the money, But we may say, you know what? I love clothes. You love clothes. Let's just go build, go get a school bus or something and paint it funky colors. And we'll get Anna and Victoria to find us a corner somewhere. And let's just even see if people want to come see our clothes. Let's start there. Right? Next thing you know, Louis Vuitton is calling us because he loves our designs. Just because we understood our currency. Do you follow? So property investment, lifestyle investment, it starts with your currency. Somebody who didn't know what it was, and then we're going to go after this. Somebody who, when I started talking about it, who didn't know their currency, who now has discovered two things that are their currency. Anybody? Just one person in the room?
Microphone is coming around. Anybody? Okay.
What's
There's
your
a lady here,
two
AJ.
things?
Integrity and what was the other one? Tenacity.
Integrity and tenacity. This is where this gets great. What's special about your integrity and your tenacity that makes it why you and not me? Because I'm integral and I'm tenacious. So what's the difference? Why you with your integrity and tenacity? Why is that a currency? So here's what's good about this. This is what's great about this. She's like, don't pass me the mic. I don't have nothing.
AJ, we've got one more person who wants to speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Here, let's go.
Before we do that, though, I want to address this because this is really, really interesting, right? Make sure when you're picking what, and this is great that we're doing this live. When you're picking what your currencies are, did you see what I just did? Remember, it's your specific skill set. It's your gift God gave you that answers the question, why you? That should turn into transaction. You follow? So what you have to do is say, okay, with my integrity, how is it special? How is it different? How is it a transactional thing? It may be time. You're more integral for over time than most people. It may be the way you move now because you understand one of your gifts could be integrity, but maybe how you move in your integrity is a little different because now you're saying, I need to build this to be more of a currency. Guess what currency I forgot as we're coming to the next question? Guess what currency on my list I forgot? And one of my girlfriends said, how come such and such is not on your list? And I was like, I want 3 guesses. What currency did I forget on my currency list? Who's got an answer?
I'm just trying. Social currency.
No, but that's a good one. No, that's a good one. She said communication.
I was going to say the same thing.
Anybody? I didn't hear you. Trust? Nope. That's a good one. I got one more guess. Nope. All of this is me. You know
There's
what it
one
was?
more here. One more here.
One more guess?
Energy.
Nope. We already said that. I love you trying to guess. You're going to be like me. You ready? Here's the answer. Africa.
Wow.
Sat me down. I was like, how do I forget that? A dual citizen diasporian that's running around the world talking about Africa. All my friends are primarily African. Most of my friends say I'm more Ghanaian than they are. How could I forget? Because I wasn't paying attention, sister. I wasn't paying attention to what could be my currency that makes the answer why AJ makes sense. Do you follow? So what will happen? You'll think, oh, it's special. I love Africa. I'm dual citizen. Right? But what makes it a transactional currency? That's one of the reasons I said yes to this. There's a lot of dual citizens. There's a lot of Americans who love Africa. They're not the brand ambassador. Right? Are you paying me to be here? Just for a lot of you thought, oh, she's making a lot of money. No, these are my clothes, my hair, my makeup beat, my sisters. We're on a mission that's bigger than what you're going to pay me per city. Are you kidding? We're changing the world. We're changing the world together. That's our currency. The mutual want to change the world. Okay, Eddie, we good?
Yep, we have time for just one more question and we wrap up. One more question.
Okay.
I'm going to charge you for this.
No problem.
Because I love it though. Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say I was just telling Celicia that, look, I love you.
I love you too. Are you single?
Not in that direction.
Currency. You heard her say it doesn't take time.
Yeah, I think you're.
We know each other already. You see the currency? He understands how I think. Amen. Go ahead.
Yeah, the energy is different. The energy is different. And
What's different about it?
it's real, number one. And it's loud.
It's loud. I love that. I'm adding that to my currency list. Loud energy. I'm not quiet about it. I'm not shy about it. I'm not hiding from it. Right?
Yeah, in a good way.
I'm sharing it with you because I need someone that I may connect with. Not romantically yet. I don't know. But just even, who knows, right? Just the connection. If I'm keeping my energy quiet, how are you going to know it's there? Right? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No problem. So, but my question is, can we all agree that two people might have the same currency?
For sure, two people can have the same currency. It's going to be different in how it manifests because we're different. But that's how we connect. That's called alignment. Did y'all hear that? It's called alignment. Wow. That's called alignment. Can you see my necklace? Do you see my necklace? Do you see what it says? Do you know why I had it made? You can't buy this online. Go try. I also made sure you couldn't. But outside of that, the reason why I had it made is because I want people, when they first see me and meet me, to understand part of my currency. My currency is God. My relationship with God is strong. It's a part of who I am before I even open my mouth. So when I sit to try to talk about properties, they're going to know who I am. They're not going to show me properties where they're making moonshine somewhere. If I walk into the office with alignment around my neck and I'm saying, listen, I know nothing. I want to buy property in Ghana. Teach me. Show me. What do I need to know? They're going to also say, well, let's get to know you. Let's see what works. They're not going to show me properties 5 hours from the airport. If it's right. You follow? Did I answer, Tito?
Yep.
We'll do some more privately. Yes, sis.
How does this impact currency? How does this impact currency? What about if you had a reputation for doing something? Does that alter your currency? Does that devalue it? How?
Do we have time to be a little bit more specific? When you say if you have something, what's the something?
So you mentioned reputation.
Okay, you have reputation that what?
That perhaps doesn't qualify you to be chosen as a brand ambassador.
Okay.
How does that impact your currency?
It means that maybe there's a relationship somewhere else, that currency is more valued. You follow? Oh, I'm going to tell y'all a story real quick because this is so important. I promise, Eddie, I'll be quick. This is such a currency story. So I had a business deal, and I think this is going to help you. I had a business deal come up in 2025, and they lowballed me so bad, it was embarrassing. I thought it was a girlfriend who runs a company that's from Liberia that lowballed me on an offer. And I went to her and I said, I'm really, really surprised that you're even asking me to do this. Oh, well, yeah, we just don't really have the budget. But yet I've seen her pay people with less currency than me, less public currency. I'm not judging someone's inside. This was basically an appearance, right? A career appearance. Less resume, less time in the business. You understand, right? So I said, why are you lowballing me? So I said what I told you earlier, God's protection. Fast forward, that was early July of 2025. Fast forward, why does the president's office of Liberia call 3 weeks ago and invite me to their Christmas celebration week in Liberia? I'm not lying. I leave on the 18th. Someone's going to go, but they're not going. That's a whole nother currency. But you understand what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden, Liberia saw something in my currency that wasn't right for the other person. You understand? The person that didn't hire me, that didn't see my value, that didn't necessarily need my currencies. It doesn't mean I don't have currency. It just means it wasn't needed with her. But look what happened. Did I lose you? I'm trying to get you to praise run, and y'all are just sitting there. We're supposed to be on our feet at some of this stuff.
Did that help did I answer you? So that's why you have to know your currencies, because I could have gotten depressed. I could have been like, questioning myself and my values. I just realized, okay, she doesn't necessarily see or value my currencies. That's fine. I wasn't trying to get to Liberia. I was trying to do a project in the US, but I thought it was interesting that where she's from, the leader of her country said, hey girl, we need you. Please come. We're flying you out. We got your hotel. We just need you to say yes. Did you notice that I finished this conference on the 17th and they asked me to come on the 18th?
Divine. Divine.
Alignment. No conflict. No colliding. Complete succession. Alignment. You follow? When you know your currencies and you're paying attention to them, you'll also start to see the alignments or the lack of. Now, in our friendship with Victoria and Anna, we laugh at the alignments we laugh at the alignments that are not alignments that we thought were alignments until our alignment. Right? We thought they were alignments until we became aligned. And it's like, oh, I wasted 3 months with her. Now that I've met you guys and I see and feel what alignment really is, I wasted time. And God said, no, you needed to learn from the negative. You needed to learn from the negative what the alignments were, for real. Sometimes you need to learn in the bad relationships to trust the good ones. Write that down. I'm not going to be here that long. And I'm only free today and tomorrow. We good? I love that you ask questions. Now I can tease Attorney Evans. He got no questions and I got like 20. Listen. Thank you for your time and your attention and your warmth.
A standing ovation.
I can be here like this because since 2019, you have shown me that I'm welcomed. See, here goes the emotional. You have shown me that I'm welcomed. And I love you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it better. Truly, if you're looking to invest, let's start with our currencies. Let's do a group picture with our brand ambassador. And of course, a bigger round of applause for AJ Akua Johnson. We love you so much.